I don't really think the Romulans add much, honestly.
No. It's strange to include them, really, to me. Like
it's a what?
It just feels odd to include them and to make it obvious that it's the Romulans, like to bring attention to the fact that this is the Romulans. And, we know canonically that they can't see them. We know that they can't really learn that much about them. And at the same time, they don't even make them all that mysterious because they talk to them. So it's like they're following canon, but it's kind of like, this is kind of a blue reference, but it's like anal sex is not losing your virginity as a Christian or something. Like they violated the canon. They violated the intent of what's going on here, that the humans never spoke to the Romulans, but they followed it to the letter of the law by saying, we've never looked at one of these guys before.
Right.
So it's the same thing. It's a different version of the Ferengi problem, because this one feels a little bit more like this one feels almost more unnecessary that it's the Romulans in the first place, because the Suliban cloak, don't they? We've seen the Suliban cloak their ships.
I think so. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So it's not like the minefield being invisible is a new cloak technology that the Enterprise is unfamiliar with, and it's because they've never run into the Romulans, and now they have. So I didn't understand what the point of the Romulans being there were. Although I love the ship design. The ships look cool. They look exactly like the Balance of Terror ships, but I don't know what the point of them other than that is.
Yeah. It just it could have been anybody. I don't think it adds anything to make them Romulans other than to say, hey, look, it's the Romulans. I think that is, I think it's similar to the Ferengi thing. Also arguably worse than the Ferengi thing, because it doesn't matter to the story at all. Yeah. And it doesn't matter to canon at all. Well, I mean, I guess maybe because Hoshi figures out how to speak Romulan, I guess, but I don't know. Yeah. If they had played them a little bit more mysterious, that might have been cool. Like if they had done it, if they never even found out who they were or something, so like they never talk to them, they just appear on screen in ships, so the people watching, they go, oh shit, that's the Romulans. Yeah. But the Enterprise never doesn't know anything about them. They just know that they're stuck in this minefield and these guys are shooting warning shots across their bow and stuff.
I thought I had seen this episode, although I clearly hadn't, because the setup for this one, I was surprised by the way the story goes, because the setup for this one seems like they would discover themselves in a minefield, and the problem of the episode is how to get out of the minefield. So like they wander in, they somehow luckily thread the needle to get to the planet, but then they hit the first one and they're like, what the hell's going on? And I was surprised by that the plot didn't go the way I expected, because they uncover the mines immediately. It's not like they hit another one second, like, it's they don't say like, let's get the hell out of here, and they turn the ship around, they go back and they hit another mine, and then they realize what's going on at that point. Right. They hit one and they uncover it, and then the Romulans show up. In my mind's eye, the Romulan cloaked ship is there, but the Enterprise never sees it. Like as a viewer, we cut to the ship or something, or we see the Romulan ship just kind of hovering cloaked or something, like we're able to see it or something, and that connects it to us that this is a Romulan thing that's going on, and the Romulans are just observing them. But they don't do that. They discover the mines. The Romulans give them a kick in the ass to cause them to have to leave the minefield, and the Romulans also just continue to not make any sense, because once the Enterprise is left, the Romulans are only there to cause them to have to get Reed off the ship, because they're like, you're not leaving fast enough. Like, we're going to shoot you. You need to leave faster than this. Right. And there's no real good narrative reason as to why that's the case, other than you need to do the sequence at the end where Reed gets off the ship and it blows up or whatever, or the thing blows up.
Yeah. There was, did you happen to watch Lovecraft Country on HBO?
No.
Well, there's a sequence in that episode where it's this black family is in this sundown town, which means it's run by racist white people, and if there are any black people and they're in the town after the sun goes down, then they are it's open season on them, and so they get run into by this cop who informs them that the county is the sundown county, and that they need to be out of the county by the time the sun goes down, but they can't speed to get out of. They've got 7 minutes to get across county lines, but they can't speed, otherwise they'll get pulled over. And
because
this
cop is tailing them, I'm assuming.
Yes, yeah. And it's this nice tense scene because they have to drive 25 miles an hour as you see the sun going down and the cop come out.
So many school zones on this route. So many goddamn school zones.
Well, but the thing I found myself thinking was, if this guy's going to stop at the county lines, just gun it. Like what's he going to do? He can't follow. He can't arrest you over county lines anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, easy for me to say given the situation, but. That was one of those things where it seems similar to this, where it's like, well, these guys are only there to push them out, sort of like artificially push them out,
to force the issue.
To force the issue and create this tension. It works a lot better in Lovecraft Country than it does in this.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool show, weird show.